Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We are a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com, and this is the TicWatch, the TicWatch Pro, the TicWatch Pro 4G LTE, and this video is all about that last mumbo jumbo. It's all about phone calling, texting, and data connection using the 4G LTE network, which this TicWatch has, and the original TicWatch Pro does not. That's really what sets these two apart. We have some other videos up that talk about little nuances like a change in band and it's lighter weight, a little bit more memory inside of it, a few things like that, improvements over time. But the really big difference has to do with cellular data communications, which you're going to find if you compare the operating system between them back and forth. You're going to get into this thing called connectivity, and in here you have a new entry called mobile. When I tap into mobile, I'm going down the rabbit hole with Alice and the rabbit. Because I go into this thing where I have three options: on, automatic, and off. I know I've lost you already. I'm lost as well, but I'm going to dig us both out. I just wanted to show you that because that is the foundation of where we are going with today's talk about, do you need a watch that does 4G LTE? In order to answer that question, you need to know the answer to these questions. Yeah, let me walk them through with you for just a second. This is how we're going to take those lemons and squeeze them drop by drop into lemonade. First of all, do you want to make and receive phone calls from your watch? Is that something you're ever going to do? I mean, really, with the watch on your arm, do you expect to make and receive phone calls? Think it through now. Sit with me here. Are you going to be out in public talking to your arm? I do. I got over it. At first I thought I was really strange, but I was even in Costco talking to the guy about phone upgrades and got an important call, and I said, sorry, I got to take this. I answered on my watch. I carried on a conversation, and I looked so cool. I looked like Mr. Tech. Woo! So do you want to have a watch that will receive and make phone calls and text messages? Maybe all you want to do is text from your wrist. If the answer to this question is yes, you're in the right place. If it's no, you can stop this video right now because you really don't need to know anything about calling from a smartwatch. All right, we presume you do. Now, there are actually four different scenarios that you could be interested in. First of all, are you always going to have your phone with you? Are you the kind of person that, basically has your phone glued to you and you want to be able to whip up your arm, dismiss a call, or answer it on the fly using your phone's phone number? Okay? Do you only want your watch to be an extension of your phone for calls? You will always have your phone with you within 30 feet or so for Bluetooth tethering because that's required. If this is one of the things you want, now you may have yes answers to many of these, so check this one off if that's something you would like, is for your watch to be able to answer or place phone calls using your phone SIM, but you're going to do it from your watch. That's called a tethering watch, okay? It's tethered to your phone. And do you want your watch to be actually like a tiny phone with its own separate phone number and texting plan that is completely separate from your phone? In other words, you could call your phone from your watch or your watch from your phone, or you could call anybody from either your watch or your phone, and then they get the call and it'll come in from two different numbers, your phone number or your private watch number. Huh? Do you want to do that? That is called a standalone watch. Tethering, standalone. Do you want to do both of these in one watch? You can, especially with this TicWatch Pro 4G LTE, and in that case it's called the dual mode watch. Get all your terms down so you'll know what you're talking about, okay? Tethering, standalone, dual mode. Now let's throw a little monkey wrench into it. How about this? Do you want your watch to act like it's a clone of your phone? In other words, it uses the same phone number to phone from and text from. Either your phone or watch will use the same number. This is the big caveat, when they're not near each other. In other words, it's almost identical to the tethering, where your watch and your phone are using the same phone number, the one that's in your phone. Same thing here, except you leave your phone at home. You're out on a jog or something, and you can still receive the call from the babysitter to your phone, right? But you don't have your phone with you. You can answer it and reply using just the watch. Well, this is a much more detailed, separate kind of thing that is not really so much a part of the watch itself as it is a service from the carrier. The Verizon is the carrier that is handling the TicWatch Pro 4G LTE, and they do have a special thing, which we'll talk about at the very end, that lets you set your watch up basically as a clone of your phone so you can use it in this mode. Where do you get these? Got to throw in the little commercial part, help Mr. Ticks out. tinyurl.com/TicWatches. Just go there. It's going to take you into Amazon using an affiliate code that I've got. So roam around, whatever TicWatch you'd like. In fact, whatever Amazon product you'd like. If you go here first and go into Amazon, whatever you buy, Mr. Ticks is going to get a little bit of support to help keep these videos coming. So check that out. Also, if you want to watch more overall videos on all of the Mobvoi TicWatch line, I've got them all consolidated in a playlist that you can get to at tinyurl.com/TicWatchReviews. Head over there. You'll see the other watches we have, a detailed hour-long review of all of the functions of the original TicWatch Pro, and of course, whatever we're doing on the 4G LTE in addition to this video. Let's begin, shall we? Now, once again, we're going to be talking about the standalone switch for cellular communications. We get to that by going into Settings, Connectivity, Mobile. And you have under here the mobile setting where you have three options: on, off, and automatic. Depending on how this is set, you'll get different behaviors. So let's run through it. We're going to presume that you have your watch tethered to your phone, and a phone call comes in to your phone's phone number. So what happens with the three different settings for the standalone mode? In this situation where we do not have cellular service at all yet in this watch, it is not connected through Verizon. It's just basically working as a tethering phone extension. They all three work the same. Whether it's on, off, or auto that's selected, a phone call coming into your phone's phone number is going to ring on both your phone and your watch. They're both going to light up. You can answer either on the phone directly or on the watch. Now, depending on how you have your watch set up, when you answer that call from the watch, you can press a button and it will say, take the call on the phone, and you'll have to grab your phone and communicate, okay? The watch can be set to answer the call and talk through the phone, or you can set this up as an actual tethering watch, which means when you press the button to accept the call will be routed over Bluetooth directly to the watch, and you can speak to the person and hear them from the watch. So how do you do that? This is important to do ahead of time, no matter whether you're going to be tethered or not. If you're going to actually do this for phone calls, you're going to go back into Settings and into Connectivity, which is down here. But this time, instead of going down into Mobile, you're going to go into Bluetooth. Now, Bluetooth is turned on, shows you what you're connected to, and down here you have an option, Play Phone Voice Call on the watch. If that's turned off, you just have a button that you can answer the call with, but you have to grab your phone to talk to the person. But if you touch this button, it goes off and makes that Bluetooth connection and sets things up in the background on your phone to be able to route the call, boom, directly to the watch. And from now on, it's turned on. So when a call comes in, placed to your phone's phone number, the watch will ring, You can answer it from the watch, and you can speak to the party directly from the watch. No SIM needed, no activation from Verizon needed. It's called tethering, okay? Phone call tethering. That's the first part. Second part is if you do have the SIM card in here and you have it activated, what happens if a call is placed to your watch's phone number, right? Not the phone's phone number, but the actual separate phone number in the watch. Well, if the standalone mode, we showed you that, is set to on, that means the SIM is active. The call will ring on the watch. You'll answer on the watch. And the phone is basically not even involved in the call at all. In fact, it doesn't matter whether it's with you or not in this situation. Sorta. It does matter if it's tethered. Well, stick with me here. But the phone is not a part of the call coming in directly to the watch, okay? In the on mode, it really doesn't matter if you're tethered to the phone, if you have it near you, or it's turned off, or it's nowhere around. If that switch is set to off, it means you're disabling the standalone mode, and a call is not going to ring on any device, okay? The watch SIM is literally turned off. It's the same as having the watch in airplane mode. So what happens to an incoming call? Just rings and hangs up? Does it drop into voicemail? Can you retrieve the voicemail? More importantly, when you turn the watch back on, do you get notified that you missed a phone call that came in? All of those are questions we don't know. You got to find out once we get Verizon service. But it is an important one to recognize that when you have the standalone mode switch set to off, and you do have this thing with its own separate SIM card, you've basically turned off the phone service, right? Here's where it gets really tricky. The auto mode. Yeah. When you're in the auto mode, if your watch is tethered to the phone, the system is going to set the SIM to the off position to save power. So basically, the internal SIM is set off. You can receive phone calls made to your phone that will ring over on the watch. We covered all that up here. So you can still make and receive phone calls as long as you're still tethered to the phone. But the internal SIM is turned off, so a call placed to the watch's SIM card will not ring on the watch or the phone. Same as off. However, if the watch is not tethered to the phone, well, then it knows that you want to use this for SIM communication, and in order to make sure you're going to be able to get phone calls from any source, the SIM is turned back on, and the call will ring on the watch, and you can answer on the watch. So the scary thing is, if you are set up with a SIM card in your watch expecting to get, say, private calls to your watch while you have business calls coming to your phone, if the watch is tethered to the phone, those calls to the watch using the watch's phone number will not go through. They won't ring, you won't know they happen, and you won't be able to answer them. Whew! Very important key point to keep in mind. Now, the last thing, and this is kind of the most important one because most likely this is what you'd probably want to set up if you're going to put a SIM in this anyway, unless you really want to keep track of two different numbers. Most folks want their watch to basically operate as if it were a clone, right, of their phone. So Verizon has this feature called number share mode, and it's a service that you have to set up through Verizon. What it does is it lets people share their primary phone's number with multiple devices, not just your phone, your tablet, another phone if you wanted to. As a result, with this mode activated, people can go out with the watch only, receive calls to the primary phone's phone number, and also call out from that primary phone's phone number with the watch, okay, as if you were out with your phone. Incoming calls will ring on both the phone and the watch and the tablet and the other phone, up to, I think, 5 different devices. It's different for each phone company. And it's a different name for each one, too. But Verizon's is called number share mode. The calls will be handled by the first device to answer. So if you're out with your watch and you answer it there, great. If you grab your phone first and answer it, it'll stop ringing on your watch, and great, you'll talk on your phone. If you have both of them, but your wife or your husband has another phone that rings on that same number, say the house number for the family, and that person grabs and answers that phone, and your two just suddenly stop ringing. It's that kind of a thing. They're all shared, and it's whichever extension is picked up first is going to get the call. Again, this is an advanced procedure, and it requires setup through Verizon directly. Now, everything I've told you here is conjecture on the assumption that this service is going to work this way when Verizon activates it. This first section, though, the calls placed to the phone's phone number, I've verified this directly with a call to my phone tethered to the watch, and can say for sure that if you do not put SIM service in this watch, that all three modes will end up ringing on both the phone and watch, and you can answer on both the phone and watch almost the same way as if you had the number share. In fact, it's identical process, except they have to be tethered together. This one gives you the advantage of being able to separate beyond Bluetooth distance and get the same basic effect. Okay? When you activate the Verizon SIM, I don't expect this to change regarding the tethering, but it's possible it might, and you might go into some special mode that turns off tethering when on is set for the SIM. It could get more confusing, but we still don't know that until the actual service is fully tested. But as far as basic operation, as you think about what you want, if you want a watch that you'll be able to call and receive phone calls on, you can do it directly with the new TicWatch Pro 4G LTE or the original TicWatch Pro. If you're going to tether to your phone, either one of them will work for that. This one's lighter, a little bit more memory, nicer actual display in the LCD. They've refined that a little bit. Different bands, but not a lot of whole difference, not a whole lot of difference, not a difference whole lot of. Between all of those with anything else, you're really paying for the extra cellular circuitry in here that gives you that opportunity to do the SIM card thing. So if you can get a really good deal on one of these cheap, or if you want to get the old version with just a little bit less memory, by all means, you could take up either one of them. But if you want to do separate SIM calling or this number share mode stuff, you're definitely going to need the 4G LTE version of the watch. And you can get it and support Mr. Tix here, Smartwatch Tix. If you use this link, tinyurl.com/TicWatches will take you to Amazon.com, where you can buy this one, or you can buy this one, or you can buy any of the other TicWatches that are out there. In fact, you can review all of the TicWatch versions that they've made so far, because we've looked at them all, believe me. And I've got the reviews up at this link, tinyurl.com/TicWatchReviews. Check that out. Look at the ones you want to review, then decide for yourself what will really, really fit your particular needs. The newest one, the TicWatch Pro 4G LTE, is a hot new product. It's available now, and Verizon will be the dedicated carrier to support it with SIM 4G capability. You've been watching Smartwatch Tix. We are on the web at smartwatchtix.com, and we look forward to seeing you here again. Thanks for watching. Oh, just one more thing. A couple of people have wondered, when it's in this essential mode, the LCD screen mode, does it shut everything off and you won't be able to get phone calls if they come in, if you're set up properly to get them? I can tell you about tethering phone calls. The good news is, yes, if it's in catnap mode, I made that one up, catnap mode, it will bust through this LCD and a call will come through. So what is catnap mode? Well, it's when your LCD mode flips in because of a timeout like that, and it's kind of hovering, but it's not permanent. Or you have it on and you palm the watch. There you go. And that causes it to go into its essential mode. It's lightly snoozing, okay? However, if you use the button or the option to put it deeply into the essential mode, which is what it's in right now. And if you have the normal touch screen to wake up or something, that doesn't work. Nothing turns it on except for pressing the button. When it's in that mode, the deep sleep mode, it will not receive phone calls. It's only acting as a digital watch. So that's something to be aware of as well. You will not get a tethering phone call, and I'm pretty sure you will not get a SIM phone call with a call directly to the watch, because all the radios and everything else are turned off to give you that super long 30-day life. You got to have it turned on, and then if it goes into essential mode, now it's active in the background with the radios and you will receive phone calls. Is that clear as mud? All right.